Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And today we're going to look at the next part of my deeper dive into this Illuminati stuff. And this is after the click video. And that the click video shed a lot more on the situation with what happened to the click, a little bit more with Oz Media, a little bit more just in general that the overviews didn't shed. And a lot of people told me in the comment section on the first couple of videos that I really needed to look at the 4 or 5 original videos from the original responses versus just watching the overviews, because the overviews are not good enough to where they're actually useful. So yeah, let's get into this one. This is for OneTopic's response.
This is a googly eyes on the mic kind of moment. Would a mic?
First off, I like OneTopic's recording area. It's fantastic. My area is so small I had to put a green screen in to make it look halfway decent.
Microphone have its eyes on like this or like this?
Okay, also, what's with the googly eyes? Is this specific to the clicks video? Is he okay, I don't get it.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
Okay.
I'm just going to be riffing off the cuff for a while, so don't expect some big receipt drop. It's just going to be me.
Is this just a nod to the click? I also like that mic setup.
Me talking things out. I've got some notes to follow generally, and I'll try to do that so that I don't get disorganized. When I posted on Twitter that I didn't really want to rehash a bunch of old stuff from a group project, but just wanted to explain that work functionally broke down and didn't pan out, that is how I felt. And I still maintain an entire lack of interest in pointing fingers over petty things. But not speaking about at least some of what has now been brought up has left a vacuum that can be filled with doubt towards a friend of mine and myself, and without ambiguity.
Right, so this is probably in reference to the fact that Illuminati is pretty good about twisting the words of others.
I wanted to address the parts that I was present for that I feel were misrepresented and lied about, just to clear the air on that side, since I feel at least a little bit like some words were put in my mouth. By the way, if you're here only looking for drama, get out of here. This isn't for you.
Yeah, this is for everyone, isn't it?
I really just want to address my community, and by extension, Click's community. Those who are there for this or have seen the fallout since. If you're new here, hi, I'm OneTopic. I'm going to be breaking this up into a few sections. Here are the highlights.
Personal message, sad milk, 3-way call, final meeting. So is the 3-way call that call where they all got into that huge argument online? Oh, the alt accounts. Okay, I guess we're going to hear more about that nonsense.
I've largely not wanted to talk about things the last few years because I've been ready to move on. And I was, frankly, just tired of being bullied. A lot of you know that I pretty openly wear my heart on my sleeve. I mean, I sobbed kind of openly when we were playing The Last of Us.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Aw, a bunny. Hey, little guy. He's really...
Okay. I don't know why. I probably should be laughing at that. That's pretty funny.
I cared deeply for my friends and the community, and showing that vulnerability to bullying on the internet wasn't really of interest to me, as I know what kind of audience may follow that, and what that can result in for those who currently enjoy the positivity of our comment section and spaces. I've already seen some of that come along after her video dropped. I don't really want to be the focus here on this channel, or in general. I've been more interested in making the focus the stories or the memes that I share, and then the moments that I relate to them, rather than sharing my life in full or being some celebrity figure. I'm a very average person who doesn't enjoy the attention, and really doesn't enjoy this situation. So this isn't going to be some flashy video, it's just low-key, and when it's done, I hope we don't have to revisit things.
Okay, so there's some receipts in this video, but not a ton. But it looks like OneTopic wasn't as big of a target for Blair as everyone else.
Before jumping in, I just want to say this somewhere near the front. The way that I've seen some people address this situation is unacceptable. To use this as an excuse to bash someone's appearance or gender is something that I will not support in this community. I don't condone going out and harassing any creator involved. To briefly recap the situation,
Yeah, I get why creators say this. I understand it. But the problem is, the moment you do say something like this, I don't give you, I don't want you to go bash another creator because it's just horrible, is the moment 100,000 people in your comment section will take it upon themselves to go do that exact thing.
if it's needed. I was in a fun group project called Sad Milk, which I was pretty proud of, and I shouted it out constantly in videos and streams and other projects. Tons of...
I kind of wish I had seen it before the channel basically got deleted.
Positive aspects initially, but the value of those aspects ended up watered down over time, and my friends and I left the project when the good no longer outweighed the bad. Anyways, Illuminaughtii has dropped a video about it, one that at the time of recording this is still up.
Okay, that video still. It's funny, that video is still up. She's probably like at the point, she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna milk it for all the money I can get at this point.
And it should be taken down.
Oh, I bet she's leaving that because she's trying to use it as a part of her lawsuit, and she might not be able to take it down.
For what you will, but a lot was framed incorrectly or was outright false. It did not properly outline what the members of the group accomplished in terms of work, and the vague accusations that payments weren't made and were still an issue right to the end of the project is also just odd. A lot has been said about it already in Clicks and Wonder's videos. I agree with their recount.
I guess Wonder's video was before OneTopics, but it's okay, we'll get to it.
As I remember it the same way. From my recollection, after things started to get more serious and we had a few recordings, it became pretty clear early on that a couple members couldn't really afford the cost of a fun side project, and we had conversations as a group about how to solve for that, because we didn't want to exclude our friends. One solution...
Right, but you can't just, it's not just about excluding friends. You can't just like front the money entirely to them, because then it becomes like a charity issue, and then it's who owes who for what reason, and that's a bigger problem. So yeah, you got to be a little careful when you do collab channels like this.
Solution discussed, for example, was the rest of the group taking on those costs. For example, when we found out...
Okay, are there edits happening? Because where the heck are the extra eyeballs coming from?
That one of the group members couldn't get the 100K plaque because they couldn't afford the cost of it, we discussed pitching in together with our earnings to get it for them.
Oh, that's weird. I thought the first plaque you get was free, but maybe not. Well, that's annoying. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll never hit 100K, but I'll be lucky to hit 5,000.
It wasn't some debt that they'd owe, but just something that we could do for them so that we could all celebrate together. I mentioned this just to demonstrate that when issues arose, we talked them out as a group to find a solution, and then solved for it. So I'm unsure what the larger conversation around payments or payment issues is, as I'm unaware of it. And it wasn't a central theme to why things broke.
So the only thing that makes sense in this regard then is the fact that Illuminaughtii was she was paying for a bunch of extra stuff on the side, but not telling anyone about it, which is the only thing that would make sense. And then she freaked out at the end when she's like, I took on all these expenses, and everyone would be like, but you didn't tell us about any of these expenses. That's all on you. And then she's like, well, no, we need to split it all, even though I did all the work. So I know a few people who do things like that, where they'll put in $1,000 into a project when everyone else puts in $10, but then not tell anyone they put $1,000 into the project and lie about it effectively by omission, and then they'll come back and then they'll be like, well, I put $1,000 in, why isn't anyone helping me pay for this? And everyone's like blindsided by it.
Broke down. Honestly, seeing things unfold this way has been pretty tough. I've taken a break for a hot minute from longer videos because of it, and as you can tell, I'm a little bit rusty sitting here trying to record this. I've been gone for a bit over a month now, it looks like, right after having just taken a break from my health. I've also seen there's just some expectation that I should drop this big expose that I have had.
He is adding more more eyeballs to it. I thought it was just like glitching, because in the background of my video right now is another video's running through the encoder. But I thought it was just like skipping a little bit. No, he's actually adding more eyes and editing his hand out in some of it.
No interest in. I haven't spent the last month curating content for a video to play into drama. I've spent that time with friends who were involved, collecting our thoughts and checking in on one another. After everything that I've read this last month about this situation and after, I at least want to address what I was present for. I'm not going to talk about everything that went on. It's either unimportant at this moment.
I fell off. That's a little distracting, actually. I should be paying more attention to what OneTopic is saying. Sorry.
Or puts other creators at risk of being targeted. It made me uncomfortable to hear words or intentions put in my mouth regarding the group call, whose framing in the video does not comport with reality. The retelling of how our group conversation went and using it as a way to frame the situation as Click not actioning soon enough or responding timely is simply a lie. By the time we got into our one-on-one call and even the group call, it had already been taken care of. The person who had been inappropriate was banned.
Okay, so this whole call was based off of that stupid Discord thing again. Okay. I still think the Illuminati just set that whole thing up from the beginning, because all the timing in that was all too convenient. It just flowed straight into this massive train wreck on the inside the Discord channel. And she's been proven to have alt accounts. So, and I know she had alt accounts within the Discord. So that's the thing.
From his Discord. I was spending time with Human One before she had to be ready for work when I got the DMs, so I went over to my mic to try to figure out what was going on. The one-on-one call was more to check in on, do you think he would support this person's behavior?
Do you think this person is me, Illuminati?
And I said no, but that we should really be talking to him directly about this. Illuminati sounded pretty upset during our one-on-one call, and I wanted to be there for my friend. But
yeah, she was probably upset that not everyone was taking her side just automatically right out of principle, with no evidence whatsoever that anything really was wrong in the first place.
I know without a doubt that Click would not support that person's behavior. Click, who is someone I spend an inordinate amount of time with.
So,
and I thought the best way to clear this up would be to just talk to him. It felt weird that we hadn't yet. We all got into a group call and confirmed everything.
Yeah. Because they hadn't actually talked about it yet, guess what? She gives her way more time to go through her Discord and all her mods and get them all to freak out and leave the channel before anything major happens. So it puts the entire channel into disarray, which means when they actually do get into a call, it's going to just be, see, look at how bad everything is here. This is all your fault.
Had been taken care of prior to the call. The person had been banned, and no, of course, he doesn't condone their behavior, and if he had been awake for it, he would have jumped on it immediately, and that he'll talk to his mods about it directly, and so on and so forth.
I mean, look, if I have a Discord ever for my channel, there's a good chance I'll only be in the Discord chat, like, I don't know, maybe half an hour out of the day, maybe. I mean, I'm not going to sit there for 20 hours a day in Discord chat.
I felt like I was more emotional support rather than mediating the chat, so I didn't have that much involvement in the conversation. I actually just sat there and listened for most of it. The call ended up going on for so long that I was really late for my scheduled stream, and my mods were waiting on me, which I'd mentioned. At that point, I'd already opened up Microsoft Flight Simulator so I could get it ready for stream, which was noticed during the call and mentioned because Discord has zero chill. And every time you open up a game, it'll change your status to whatever.
You can turn that off. And you should turn that off. Okay?
Whatever the game is that you have open, so that was seen. Near the end of the call, Illuminati stated that she wanted me to see the screenshots to fully understand the gravity of the situation, and I conveyed that since it was already shared between the two of them during the call, and the person was banned, and how Click was going to talk to his mods after this conversation, and with how everything was already discussed and solved, that I didn't need to see them. And
yeah, I mean, why would he? It has nothing to do with him. This is the Clicks chat. Or Discord. This isn't necessarily OneTopic's Discord. Even if it's a joint channel of some kind, it doesn't matter. Let's say OneTopic is a moderator, or he probably wouldn't even be a moderator on the channel or on the group. He's probably just a member, right? This isn't something that OneTopic needs to worry about.
I had no interest in them. I really didn't want to see the messages of a banned Discord person. A folder of them was dropped into the chat, and I was told it was important.
She really wanted you to see it because it was her handiwork. Obviously, this is one of her alts. She had to spend time crafting all this nonsense, and she's just mad that you didn't get to see it.
To look at them. So wanting...
That's my tinfoil hat theory, and I'm going to stick with it. Allegedly.
To keep the waters calm, I opened the folder and I looked at one of the screenshots, and then I reiterated in written text what I'd already conveyed, which was that I had no interest in having access to the screenshots. The conversation
wouldn't matter what OneTopic said, she would have figured out a way to record something on this nonsense.
Felt weird at the time. And looking back, it's weird how it was reframed for the purpose of that video, but from my memory, the call was actually pretty positive. Checking in on an issue that was seen on Discord, making sure Click was okay, and...
Yeah, Illuminati said multiple times that everything was good.
I had the impression we were all friends by the end of it. I don't want to rehash the screenshot everyone has seen, but I actually DM'd Click immediately after the call, and this was our conversation regarding it. How dare you diss my kissy noises? Yeah, thanks for that, dude. Lol, lol. I'm sorry all of that got dumped on you at once.
I mean, okay. You could have just, like, cut the top two off and then started right there. It would have been fine. But okay, well, let's just go with the whole thing.
Dude, I agree. Illumi can talk to you directly about this, obviously, and she woke me up a while ago with a lot of concerns, so I was just sticking around to make sure that she didn't take things to the worst conclusion.
You know what? You know how she freaked out on the editor for Legal Eagle? I wonder if it was even her editor that was the problem. Maybe it was her herself in the in her own Discord, and she just threw her own editors under the bus. Or her editors hate her and just want to cause drama throughout this entire sphere, and this causing not this nightmare to escalate no matter what she's doing. Because maybe she has a psychotic, evil, like genius editor in her and moderator in her group that just is twisting everything around her life and just destroying it. That would be interesting.
Let me know if you feel up to streaming or anything today. Haha, it's all good. I'm not surprised, to be honest, and it isn't a shock. Happy to have you there. We'll see. I was planning on streaming like an hour ago, but if this doesn't drain me too much, I'm down. Can't promise, though. It was draining to me. I didn't know about this stuff outside of what you told me a few weeks ago, and I was sleeping. Lol, lol. This was me joking about having been asleep at the time. This is in reference to the call, because we all knew Click had been asleep. And same.
Yeah, I mean, even if Click, okay, let's do a little hypothetical here, right? Let's say the Click wasn't asleep, okay? Is Click expected to be on his Discord 24/7? Even if he was in chat, okay? His Discord has how many thousands of members? How many channels? I don't pay attention to who's doing what in every single channel of every single second. What? I would have no idea. 60 messages could go by in the blink of an eye, and I would have no freaking clue where the initial messages were, unless someone literally told me what was going on. That is the dumbest leap of conclusion Illuminati could have ever come up with in this entire case.
I push back my stream, haha. I'll start with Fall Guys, and you can keep me
Click
posted.
has thousands
Click
of
had already
users.
solved an issue with his mods a few weeks before, and that was brought up during the call, and he explained it was...
This is also why a lot of YouTubers only do paid, what do you want to call it, Discord channels. Like, for instance, you have to pay to be in the Discord channel, so you got something on the line there. Which, I mean, that makes sense. A lot of... but, geez, though, I mean... To put this much insanity on the Click shoulders is the dumbest thing ever. Even if you had 10 mods, they wouldn't be able to monitor every second of every single chat. That's not how this works. Usually, the way it works is you're alerted to an issue from a user, not from a mod finding it. A user is usually the one who alerts a mod that something weird is happening, not the other way around.
Was handled, but that wasn't the focus of the call. Before moving forwards, I know that my Discord is much smaller, but I'm still confused about the phrasing of who owned whose.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is where I was really confused and why I think a lot of it was a setup. So OneTopic has his own Discord as well. Okay, perfect.
Mods, and claiming Click's mods didn't do anything to ban a member if they both shared mods, because then the mods who did do the ban were also his mods, even if they're moderating elsewhere, because they're also moderating his Discord.
Yeah, see, that's where I think this is really weird. I think she wanted all of the mods out of Click's Discord and only on her server. Easiest way to set this up would be to create an event, in this case, potentially with 2 fake profiles that force the mods to choose a side. You know, she's like, I don't believe anyone in Click server. If you want to stay with my server, you have to stay with my server and only my server, and then kick everyone else out of the Click server, and then split up the never have shared mods. Okay, that's moral of the story. Don't do shared mods.
Anyways, I didn't call a specific meeting. Click did express the importance of having one to clear the air about what we all found stressful and how to solve for it, something he and I had talked about, but we didn't call a meeting. He and I had actually scheduled time off for us to catch up on our workload and just spend time away from the project, and when we were told the meeting was to take place, it was during that time off that we had scheduled. Time we needed to step away for a breather. I don't need to rehash...
Real quick. I know this is about the meeting, but last time I looked at his mic, he had 4 eyeballs on it, and there's a lot more than 4 there now.
watch the full meeting. I wasn't there for as long as the others, and what was said to me was quoted more accurately in Wonder's video. How the rest of the meeting went was recounted to me afterwards and later corroborated by the others who stayed. This was detailed in Click's Twitter thread. It became clear during the meeting that me simply staying involved in the project was unhealthy for me, but also that my participation was seen as antagonistic. I don't know what she needed, but whatever it was, whatever kind of help it wasn't what a...
No, you guys missed the entire point of this whole project for Illuminaughtii. Illuminaughtii is all about as much money as possible. She doesn't believe in anything specific. She doesn't have a political leaning on either side. She doesn't care as long as it can make money. And if you guys weren't making money, that was a problem.
Friend could give. And I don't think I was one at that point. And that sucked. I hadn't actually seen my departing message since making it. I wrote this and then left the server. Since it's been in others' videos, I'm just gonna read it out. Hey fam, I've had a quick chat with Oz, but I want to share with you the details. I've decided to step away from Sad Milk. Sad Milk is an excellent project, one that I've loved participating in and making friends through. I genuinely care for each of you, and it's hard to recognize when things are fundamentally not working despite trying to push through it. I have done my best to adapt myself.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem you're going to have here is that they're all in different time zones. If they were all in the same, time zone, this would be a lot easier, most likely. But this is, some of the people are in Colorado, some of the people were in Texas at this time, some of the people were in Sweden, I think. Is that where the click is? I'm not sure where this guy is. Maybe he's in Canada. I don't remember exactly.
My voice, my presence, and my humor around what all of you will find works in a video. And I've done my absolute best to be the voice of reason when big things are changing or we need someone to prepare bad news, but the level of involvement I've had is not sustainable, and progressing further into it this way is continuing to be unhealthy for me.
Yeah, because these people also have their own private channels that they're working on, which is probably the things that actually making them actual money.
Both publicly and privately. Currently, I will be stepping away from Sad Milk. I don't have any public messaging planned, as any change, such as someone leaving, can make people feel like a project is on rocky footing, and I don't want my personal exit to be the cause of yet more drama. I love you all, and I need to do this for my sake.
Unfortunately, this was probably a mistake on OneTopic's, at least for this last paragraph here. They probably should have actually made a planned public announcement, because it's really hard to say, though, because it depends on if Illuminaughtii had other random dirt on OneTopic. Because, Illuminaughtii, she just likes to hold on to stuff.
I love what we've done so far, and I know you can take this further. OT.
I don't know.
I've also asked Click, who left a day or so after I did, to please read his departing message for us.
God, my nose is stuffy today, but I'm gonna read this anyway, because...
Dude, you're so sick.
Okay, let me get through this. Oh my god. Hey, friends, I'm a slime all over y'all. I have taken this last week to think things through thoroughly, and realized during the past time, and especially during the Monday meeting, that a lot of priorities and ideas for Sad Milk have shifted. It is always fun to see a project move forward and see your friends be invested and creative. However, I also feel like I was in the minority in the meeting, and that is perfectly okay. Everyone doesn't have to agree on everything or do the same things. With all these... God.
You're
with
dying
all these changes,
right now.
I am...
I like this little edit. That's pretty fun.
Very dying. With all these changes, Sad Milk is heading in a direction that I simply cannot follow at this time. You may have noticed on my other platforms that I have decreased my width and activity in many places, such as the podcast, my ASMR channel.
He has an ASMR channel? We have to check that out. Just listening to the Click's voice, even while sick, is amazing. It's so buttery smooth, even while sick.
I stream less, etc. I realized that my life was getting incredibly isolated, where I sometimes
he
didn't
has
see
an
another
ASMR
human
channel.
for 3 days in a row, and didn't leave the house. Being the extrovert I am, this has started to affect my mental health negatively, and I need to drop some things to make life work. Hence, I can't ride with you on the current path Sad Milk is on. I wish the best for the channel, and it has been a blast to do something like this with like-minded people. I do still consider everyone here close friends, and I look forward to talking with you guys in DMs or other servers. I don't plan on having a public announcement made, just let it fade out smoothly. With the new style of content that might actually happen naturally. Love you all deeply, and thank you for letting me partake in this project. Woo!
Thanks for recording it, even though you're really sick.
Oh no.
I don't know. All I learned from this, for the most part, aside from the stuff we already knew, is that the Click has an ASMR channel, and I'm gonna go find it.
No worries, no worries. My voice is still buttery smooth, but instead of butter, it's slime.
Oh God, stop.
Yeah, no, I mean, still.
All right,
I don't know.
All right, that's it. We're done. Okay, I'm gonna stop
gosh.
recording. Come on. Thanks.
That sounded like That sound like the Flash Kids intro.
Click. After that, we talked about how we could quietly tell our moderators that we had left the group without causing a stir, to not cause a mess, but to like look out for specific or targeted messages in chat or in discords and redirect or delete as needed. We had no intention of going after anyone or telling a story about why we left. We wanted what was best for our friends, even if that meant we couldn't move forwards with them on one work project. Illuminaughtii is correct that she did not speak to me after the meeting, not since 2020. Click was right that we didn't.
I mean, if you think about it, when any work project with Illuminaughtii goes wrong, she goes scorched earth against them, no matter what it happens to be. A perfect example would be the Tommy C stuff when she deleted all the videos on the channel, which I don't know why Tommy gave access to her, because that like effectively destroyed that channel, at least originally. He's doing fine now. His channel's pretty good now. Who am I kidding? That channel's really good.
Want to weigh in on things at the time because speaking towards any of this was clearly seen as antagonistic or threatening, and we just wanted to give everyone the space to move on. But regardless of what we did or didn't do, rumors continued to spin, and it was so disappointing, especially when some of the rumors were furthered on Reddit from Illuminauttii's main account. Not only were these posts inaccurate, but they showed a dishonest oversimplification of the work we had done on this project.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, what did she care, though? It was all about, everything's about her in this case.
I took a mental health break from my server with everything going on.
If you're against her, you're causing her
a lot of
money,
personal details
pain.
about myself when making my channel, intentionally so, because I want the focus to be more on the stories or memes from the community that knows what it feels like to not like yourself and to want to improve. And something I found when I started my YouTube channel is I started to like myself more. There's still down days.
I actually agree with this a lot. When I started my channel, it was mainly because I was terrified of talking to large groups of people on a microphone. That's the whole reason I started this channel. And now I get into dumb arguments with people on my microphone.
And bad days, but they were a lot more manageable when being able to focus on work I believed in and supporting a community I really value. Struggling with mental health was something I related to strongly with other members of the group, and we talked pretty openly about it. Our fears, our insecurities. One thing I never thought would be...
Yeah, I mean, that's a good example to why having a creator group is probably good in a lot of ways. You're not just stuck in a room by yourself alone, just only talking to your chat group, right? So that is a potential problem a lot of creators who don't have creator friends fall into, right? Real quick, there's a lot more eyes on that than before. But yeah, I can see both sides. The risk is, though, a lot of creators are only in it for the money, and they'll push anyone out of the way, but they'll pretend to be your friend just long enough to crush your channel down. And a lot of people just quit outright YouTube, and they just don't care because they're like, well, whatever. That means one less person to worry about. And the reality is, that's not really how ad revenue kind of works.
Released was personal details about a group member's mental health or their struggles. I figured those kind of personal details would be off limits and no way would be used as...
I mean, you would expect a lot of personal details to be off limits, but I think a lot of people need to realize YouTubers are not professional in a lot of ways. There are a couple of professional YouTubers, absolutely, but the majority of YouTubers who actually are succeeding in YouTube dropped out of college, never went to college. Many haven't even needed to go to high school or finish high school because this is a profitable gig for a lot of people. And I think that's where a lot of the disconnect happens because a lot of these people stay at the same maturity level that they've always stayed at their entire time through their channel because their channel hits like a wall and they basically have to keep doing the same type of content to stay with what their audience likes, and their audience likes a very specific type of content. And if you mature that content as you get older, it can actually crush your views and what the people they don't want to see. They want to see the same stuff over and over again, which is why a lot of people like certain types of channels. Minecraft channels are an example of that. And as well as an example of what can go wrong as your as your creator gets older, and then they keep talking to their younger people, their younger audience members. That's a whole different problem. But I think that's part of the problem. A lot of creators get stuck, and they just don't know how to proceed further.
As a weapon, we were surprised by the Reddit posts. Certainly, the details from the troll account were so specific, but behind the scenes, I was constantly reminding people not to jump to conclusions about this, that even though the timing was strange and the details were so specific, we should not be paranoid about who it originated from. I don't have a...
I mean, I'm not surprised, though. That's the thing. I think this should be a learning lesson for a lot of YouTube creators. Whatever you say on YouTube, whatever you say on Discord, whatever you say, and that is in writing somewhere, is permanent. And yeah, I, for instance, laughed at what I thought, not OneTopic, Oz was stupid for signing that document for the lawyer. He was being financially abused. The reality is, I probably shouldn't have laughed. I still believe he was stupid for doing that. I do still believe that, unfortunately. That's I just do. I just probably shouldn't be, laughing at his stupidity, at least in my mind of what it is. Because it just doesn't make sense as to why anyone would do that. But then again, I also grew up differently. I grew up with a financial background. I understand finances probably a lot better than Oz ever did at the time. So, I started trading stocks, for instance, when I was 16. I started learning how, rent worked. I started learning all this stuff. I started learning how loans and everything else worked when I was 16 and 17, all right? So by the time I was 18, a lot of this stuff was just second nature to me. And I have to remember that not everyone learns that way. But that's not necessarily an excuse for me to necessarily bash someone about it, right? So there is that. So, and I'll bring this up again in Oz's video as well.
A lot of interest in going over the Doobie Schmertz accounts themselves in detail. Either the one on Reddit or the ones on Twitter or however many other alt accounts.
See, that's where this is where I think that he kind of picked up on it too. She doesn't just have one alt account. She's got a bunch, and I'm pretty sure there were a bunch in the Discord that just inflamed the nonsense. And if those two accounts that weren't alt accounts in the beginning, the Predator account and the other kid account, I'm pretty sure they were. But if they weren't, it doesn't matter. She had alt accounts all over the place. But I'm pretty sure all the timing and everything in that was way too coincidental.
Worked with Click when it happened to contact the creators and friends that were tagged, and I know he apologized for his words that he said when he was 15.
Yeah,
and
no one
Swedish and learning English as a second language. However, the account targeted his apology, said it was bad, and continued on to ping up.
The reality is no one else that was pinging to cared. No one cared at all. Oz said that they cared, but they were just kind of stuck in a different issue at that point.
It became clear the harassment was not intended to stop. There were specific portions of the posts on Reddit from the troll account that stood out to me, and intentional phrasing to drive a wedge between Click and I. And OneTopic is friends with someone while pretending to be wholesome and good. I think OneTopic is a liar and a sham, and has been pandering to our community if he...
Okay, this is another nonsense of guilt by association. You can't just be guilty because another YouTuber does something stupid. Kind of an example would be this, would be like the Mama Max stuff, right? Mama Max did a lot of really stupid stuff, and we can go over some of that stuff over later on. But you can't just automatically say, well, YouTubers need to watch what their friends are posting. Well, the problem with that is YouTubers generally spend 12 to 16-hour days on their own channel, and they don't actually listen to anything that their friends post. I have tons of friends on YouTube. I don't watch any of their stuff. Now, the problem is when you endorse their stuff blindly, so that's part of what was the problem with, like, certain channels.
He stays friends with someone like this. He is using us for money. It was such specific phrasing and sounded so familiar. I didn't want to believe it. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my mind around this. We had been transparent about focusing on streaming to help bring in side income, because even though a side project like Sad Milk was affordable and even profitable in the latter months, in order to do this long term, we needed to ensure we were bringing in more income in addition to having fun with the community. And I talked about how making content for the Patreon was taking a lot of time, but how I really enjoyed my circle over there. And the comment, "I know I'm going to be leaving and stop supporting him on Patreon," sounded so... I couldn't believe that this was the person who would say that. Salty.
Oh, okay, so this was also part of the group, I guess. But we never heard anything from him, so I guess he wasn't directly targeted.
Yes.
Did you leave Sad Milk because we were paying you better on the podcast?
No. No. Wait, I was getting paid?
Shut up, Salty. A couple of months later, I found out personal and private details about members of the group who left were being spread around maliciously when I was DM'd by a concerned community member who had been talked to. A community member who still messages me today with concerns about all of this. The message was concerning offline information that had not been shared outside of private work conversations, private one-on-one conversations, or had not been shared at all, mixed in with fabrications. It later became clear who that information had originated from, and this was later independently corroborated by a creator who had come...
Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so basically Oz was saying, oh yeah, we were doing this behind the scenes. Yeah, sorry about that.
Forward to me, who had witnessed this. Over the last month, I've seen a lot of things that were said about me, and about us. Maybe too much. I do believe that a person should be allowed some space and privacy to vent frustrations or to feel angry about friends or colleagues with people they trust. And I'm not upset about that. I don't care that mean words were said about me or that mean words will still be said about me. What I do care about is how lies were weaponized against myself and my friends. There is a distinct difference between privately venting and purposefully spreading a...
Yep, and that's what Illuminati did. She did a really good job of purposely spreading crazy random nonsense across multiple spheres of her influence.
Harmful lies. I had to tell my family that they couldn't engage with my content out of concern that they might say something that would get them targeted too. I had to worry not just about who I made friends with, but who, by being friends with me, I put at risk. Dealing with all of this is certainly stressful, and you start to question yourself and doubt yourself. I had no idea that that was by design. I feel very lucky that I've had a good support network around myself the last few years. I've had the same friends who went through that with me.
Yep, I'm still here.
Salty the Alien. Okay, so I guess he's a big Twitch streamer or a Twitch streamer. Okay, cool. I haven't heard anything from Salty. I'm not sure if Salty's actually made any sort of videos.
Yeah, still here, just sick, not dead.
And the same moderators who help keep the community safe.
I moderate your Discord, I moderate your Twitch, I moderate your YouTube, I moderate your life.
Do you pay her? You should pay her.
Hey, all right now, Monster. All right. And Human One has been through all of this with me and seen everything.
Yep, I'm still here.
I've taken a month away from things because I'm also the support network for others, and I've been there for them. Through this most recent rehashing of things, I've seen what they've seen, and being there for them was the priority. I still don't want to believe all of this is... I still don't want to believe all of this is true.
Yeah, I mean... It just makes sense. The Illuminati does crazy stuff just to prove. Well, not prove. The only thing is to maintain as much money as possible, I think, in her case. And for the most part, her channel, I mean, it's still getting, what, 20,000 views a day? Which, maybe 10,000 views a day? That's still, you know... Okay, so her channel, so drama channels get paid a lot more than reaction channels, by the way. Drama channels get like $3 to $5, maybe even higher, $7 per 1,000 views. So that's still, you know, $50 to $80 a day minimum. But that's a huge far cry from, she was probably averaging $25,000 a month, maybe more, probably more actually, before all this nonsense happened.
I'm not convinced the person who did this did not intend real world harm to us.
Oh no, she absolutely intended real world harm. That's an absolute fact. There's no way. She wanted you guys to quit YouTube.
The only kind of person who could slander their friends like this is someone who is darkly unremarkable.
Damn. Damn. And
Blair, I
unhinged.
don't know if you've made it this far, but I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry. She's watched all these videos. And she probably thought everything you said was wrong.
I truly am. I really wish we could have been the friends you were looking for, but we were still your friends. What you did was unacceptable and goes so far beyond any petty beefs or squabbles or hurt feelings.
I think the thing that these guys don't realize or didn't realize is for them, it's not about money. It's about content. It's about their community. It's about all the people around them. It's about enjoying everything that life has to show for them. It's not all about the money for them. Whereas her, she doesn't care about people. That's not the point. She has so many random little businesses. It's all about the money, and that's it. That's the only thing that's the thing that a lot of these guys probably just didn't get. And that the whole thing for her is, can we make something profitable? And we need to make something profitable. And that's why she kept pushing more and more content on them. And then, why they kept starting to get stressed out originally. That was part of the problem originally.
This wasn't just trying to separate yourself from us like we asked for and worked to do. You acted like this was a war and that you should be recruiting soldiers to come after us.
Yeah. Plenty of people do that. It's terrible, but it's a reality.
You lied. And I can only think that's because you wanted us gone. Not just off of YouTube. You wanted these lies to come into our everyday life offline.
Yeah.
You're right.
I can totally... Okay, there's a lot more eyes on that mic. I can totally see her doing that because it's far easier, because the big problem is when she was with... Tommy C, all right, her channel and she was a guest star on the channel, right? So she wasn't really in charge of anything. When her channel started picking up with the Reddit stuff, she started actually, pushing others out of her way so she could get to the top of the Reddit content at the time, all right? And then when she became a drama channel, she did the exact same thing to become one of the top in the sphere for a long time. And I think... the biggest thing is she didn't care as long as she could get to the top and stay at the top and then just crush everyone along the way. And an easy way to do that is to use them.
We haven't spoken since the meeting, and I had wondered about that because now it seems like you had a plan you wanted to implement and we were your punching bags.
Yep.
And that sucked, man.
And she probably believes she's still in the right. Or at least, well, she probably still believes she's in the right even now.
So much. Stop going after people who were your friends. Stop bullying other creators. I used to be really proud of what we worked on. And
here's the fun part. This video came out all before she started suing everyone. This is like the perfect example of, please don't, stop doing this. Nope, I'm going to go out of my way and sue a ton of people.
I've got some good memories of it, with yourself included. These people who were your friends, who had gone to bat for you so many times, and then when they finally couldn't take how you treated them, you immediately turned on them and worked to isolate them from their friends and their communities.
I mean, yeah, I get it. That's a very easy way to make it so you get your way. You just start isolating people. Apparently that happened with Oz specifically and Wonder. So, yeah, it couldn't happen as easily with OneTopic and the Click because in order to isolate them from their community, she had to destroy their Discords. That's how she did it. Her whole goal to isolate them from their communities was an attempt to destroy their Discords. And it mostly failed, but it also somewhat succeeded on the Click's end.
People aren't only a sum of their worst qualities. And we aren't only our insecurities or fears. None of us looked at you as only one thing. We were proud to be your friends. And for so long, we gave you everything we were able to.
I wonder if these people would have thought differently if they had known what she did with when she was a far right-leaning person, you know, with Tommy C. I wonder if they would have thought differently. But I think that's the upside of YouTube is you can have a channel, be a horrible person, delete everything on it, and then reinvent yourself on a completely different sphere of YouTube. And most of those people will never meet. It's that big of a platform.
But when we explained our boundaries, it just wasn't good enough. That kind of resentment builds up. It doesn't mean we hated you or that we could never reconnect down the road. But we recognized that it was no longer safe for our well-being to keep working with you. Having a grudge is one thing, but going after everyone is something entirely different. I don't know you, Blair. I don't know you. But I really wish things could have been different. I don't know if you have a support
Like, I do get where OneTopic's coming from here, but I just don't think she cares.
network around you to help you through this, but I hope you do. I hope on the other side of this, you just discontinue your harassment of creators you were once associated with. That you stop punching down on smaller
Nope, it got way worse. It definitely gets worse.
creators. I don't have any hope of an honest apology, but you should really take that video down, Blair.
And she never did. It's still generating money. The only thing that she did do was delete the, basically turn off comments, but that was probably due to the H Bomber Guy video. Oh.
I had to get a coffee and cool down. All right, common questions. Yeah, ads on the video. The others have talked about why
Who cares? Put ads on the video. It doesn't matter.
algorithm and whatnot, but I also haven't uploaded for over a month while talking with the guys and going through all of the details of the situation, so a little bit of time to make up for. Are you pursuing this legally? I have spoken to a legal team about this previously, before all of this, and while there are directions we could go in, I just have no interest in pursuing that option at this time. Unless I have to. Like
So OneTopic seems to have money to be able to do this, so maybe that's another reason.
before, I just want to be done with all this. Fundraising! Yes! It's the first of the month. It's Pride Month. And I'm linking the Trevor Project on this video, as I have on many other videos. My target is to complete the goal of raising $100,000 by the end of June. We're getting suspiciously close. Are you still gonna keep making content? If
No, of course he is.
the intention was to make me go away forever, I'm certainly not going to be making it easier to achieve that. I will still be making content. This is my only planned response. I don't really want to cover everything I've been through in all this. It just doesn't feel helpful. I've spent a lot of time speaking to my friends about how I could best support them. And at that time,
OneTopic can probably do the best supporting them in the background, potentially donating money to Oz's legal fund and whatnot. Although it looks like Oz got a decent legal fund from, I guess he ran a stream and was asking for $10,000 to help with his house cure because of that crazy loan. And I guess it hit it hit 10,000 in like the first 30 minutes and actually hit like 33,000 total, which is crazy. So a lot of people love Oz, so all power to him.
all they needed was for me to be there for them. Now, with threats of legal action, I wanted my position to be clear. I do have a bit of a funny story from this.
There are a lot of cease and desist floating around from Illuminati.
When talking with Wonder, I heard the words, James, down the stairs into the basement. And I say, what? I did no such thing. What a time to find out you share a name with a dog.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused because I guess I'm missing a lot of information on Wonder specifically. Oh, and Oz.
Out of all
apparently.
of this, at least there's one, like, fun thing I can finally do. Boom!
Okay.
It was still covered up a little bit.
No, it's what?
Okay, there.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
I don't have a fun sign off for this video like I do the usual ones, but I do have a stupid video of me and the guys running around throwing snowballs at one another, and I'll blur it out because it's in a neighborhood, but I'll let that play us off here.
Wonder, where are your shoes? Wonder, barefoot. Wonder, go inside. Where are your shoes? Where are your come inside?
Is it snow?
Wonderstruck, please don't make me run. There's snow and so God, bro, come back. Wonder, oh God. Okay, are you coming back?
I have hypothermia.
Come on.
Oh shit.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay. My only hope.
Yep, this is where I'm convinced a lot of YouTubers are stuck in their 15 to 18-year-old phases, even when they're like 30.
The official lost media is chasing me. I have shoes. No one can stop me now.
I kind of would be like, as a neighbor, be like, who the heck are these idiots?
Oh, you power-hungry bastard. Please, we have enough content, you madman.
Oh, that's not even the good snow for making snowballs. That's too powdery.
We seem to be tracking a wild Wonderstruck guy. Holy shit, it's gold. Wonder, where are your shoes?
Oh, also, stay tuned to see if I get sued, I guess.
Yeah, well, it looks like OneTopic seems to be safe. Okay, so there's a little bit more information that I was missing. I guess we'll see a lot more in the Wonderstruck video, which I'll probably release this video first, and I'll release the Wonderstruck video a little bit later, and I'll make a note of that. And then we'll go into the Oz video, and then I'm sure everyone in the comments will tell me what videos I need to check out as well. But I'll stick with the Illuminati stuff for another couple of days. And I guess there's a couple of new updates, and then there's some Madcaster stuff with the actual lawsuits that we're going to look into. And I know a lot of you guys, which you've mentioned to me in the comments in the other video, you guys have been following the Illuminati stuff religiously, okay? This is all new to me for the most part, and I'm coming at this from an outside perspective. I'm not normally a part of the drama community, and if I ever do drama-type stuff again, and I know a lot of you guys don't like it called drama, but it's part of that community. I don't actively participate in it, so I'm going to be looking at these stories months late after they've happened as reaction content. So it's a whole different ballpark for me. So keep that in mind. And I feel free to bash me in the comment sections, downvote me when I'm wrong. That's fine. Absolutely do that, okay? I just wanted to let you know where I'm coming from, okay? All right. Oh, and sorry about whatever the heck this is. His color scheme is messing up my green screen. Anyway, have a good day, everyone.